Hello everyone and welcome back. So a few days ago I made a video about why you shouldn't hardcode your passwords, and it got some attention. For for a channel my size it was pretty significant. Probably because I posted it on Reddit. So people asked me to make another video. So that's what I'm doing right now. Of course this one won't get nearly as much attention because it's not as much of a clickbaity topic, but I feel like it will be more useful if you watch it. I'll show you why knowing your computer can get you a long way. If you want to hack, but you don't want to learn how to use a computer as a power user, you are restricting yourself. And I'm going to give you many examples as to why. In the first part of the video, I'm going to show you how you can use UNIX to handle dictionaries and links like a pro. And in this second part of the video, I'm going to show you how to generate personalized word lists with my customizable tool, Narthex. Just a little shameless self-promotion. Okay, let's start with these two files. First of all, this one. If you remember a while ago, there was a leak and many Facebook users had their information leaked out to the public, okay? We're talking billions of users. Many files, millions of lines. Each file, it was pretty significant. And it was in this form right here. It was the ID first, then the name and the last name, the full name, and some more information like a region, the time of creation of their account, or their email. Of course, this is not actually from the leak. This is just an example file to show you what it was like. So, as a hacker, let's assume that you want to extract every email from this file into a plain text file with just the emails. You don't care about the names, you don't care about the regions, the dates, the IDs, none of that. You only want the emails. How are we going to do that? If you don't know your computer well, if you don't know Unix well, it's hard. But if you do know your computer, you can follow this method that I'm going to follow right now. First of all, as you can see, not every line has an email. In fact, it was even less in the original leak. So let's find a way to only get those lines that have emails. A way to do that is to use grep. Now let me actually get out of here. So what we can do is say, hey, grep get every line that includes an @ symbol from the file leak.txt. And now it has printed out this. Okay. Now we have a list of all the lines that include an email. And another thing that you may have to be told is that the original file hasn't actually changed. Like if we cut leak.txt, it's still the same. But what we saw is just the output of grep. Okay. So this is just the output of grep. It isn't, the original file is not actually overwritten. And now what we want is to get the last field. As you can see, everything is separated with colons, and we want to get the very, very last field. We can use cut for this. We can say cut, separate everything into elements, and use the delimiter of the colon, and we want the last field. Actually, it's hard to do that because, as you can see, not everyone has the same amount of elements. Some of them, as you can see, have empty stuff. But the cool thing is that the emails are at the very end. So what we can do is pipe that out. This is the pipe symbol, and we get the output of grep, and we put it into another program. So we can pipe the output of grep into the input of rev, which will reverse everything. And now everything is reversed. .com became mock dot. Okay, and everything is reversed. And now we can use the cut program. And sorry, my cat wants something. Oh, it's okay. It's breastfeeding. So we can use the cut program, which is a standard Unix utility, and tell it, hey cat, use the delimiter of the colon. Okay, I want you to split these lines into elements that are separated by colons. Okay, and I want you to give me the first element, the first field, which will always be the email. Okay, and let's do that. So now we have a list of all the emails, only they are reversed, so we need to reverse them. So we pipe the output of cat into rev. So now we have a full list, plain text with all the emails from that file, and we can sell it in the dark nets and make Bitcoin. Okay. But again, this is just an example, so I can show you how knowing your computer is really important, even in places you wouldn't really expect. Like, this is just using your computer. You know, you can just find this information by searching how to hack, because hacking is sort of built on top of that. Okay. So now I have another word list right here. This one is an actual word list with passwords. So let's this is actually the 1000, I think, most common passwords. So let's see some things we can do with this word list. Let's say you have a word list and you want to do stuff with it. First of all, what size is this thing? Okay, how do you know? How do you get the size of this dictionary? You can use the DU program. du.sh, which stands for disk usage size human readable, I think. And you give it the program, and there we go. It's 8 kilobytes. Is it 8 kilobytes? I think it is, since it says so. And now we have the information about the file, the size. But let's say we also want, how many lines that a file has, how many passwords are included in it. So what we can do is use wc-l, which stands for word count, which is a standard Unix utility, and we give it the option of L, which stands for lines. So what this will do, we'll give it a file, and it will tell us how many lines it has. So we can see it's 1,000 lines. Pretty cool. Another thing you can do with this dictionary, wow. Another thing you can do is, let's say the service that you are penetration testing, the service that you've been testing, doesn't actually accept short passwords. Okay, so you don't want to waste your resources testing passwords that are not possibly the password that you might want. Okay, this is full of small passwords. Jesus Christ. This is full of small passwords. And you may want to filter them out and only get the large ones. So how can you do that? Of course, we can use my favorite standard Unix utility, which is awk. We can say awk, we want every line that is length, if I can spell it right, that is length, there's above 6. I don't know, do I need to use a space? I don't remember thing. And pipe that into common past the txt, and now we get every I'm sorry for the curse words inside that. I don't know what to do about them. Now in this way we get every single line that has Jesus Christ, brain fog. I mean every line that has passwords that are of length larger than 6. And of course, again, the original file has not been overwritten. It's right here. Everything is right here the way it was before. This is just the output of awk. So if you want to save that into a new file, what we can do is use this little operator and just specify the name of the file. It doesn't actually have to exist. So let's say new dict or new.txt. So now we have new.txt as well, with the new passwords, all the ones that are longer than 6 characters long. So we can actually see the size of it. How many lines does it have? Oh, it's 398. That's much fewer lines actually. Another thing you can do is, if you're generating automatically passwords, where is it? It's common pass. Okay, yeah. If you generate automatically passwords, then there are many cases in which you will have, empty lines and stuff. This actually happens. it depends on what programs you use. To remove those, what you can do is use sed. Sed stands for string editor, and you can say sed and the option I will overwrite the file. I don't actually want that, so actually let's do it that way. Let's overwrite the file. Sed overwrite the file, and let's say with regular expressions, from start to finish, delete everything. This stands for delete everything that doesn't actually, delete every line that doesn't actually have, characters in it. Oh, we need to give the input file. And now, it has, if we view that, those lines that we added, they are now out. And of course, you don't actually have to add the file like that, or the I option. You can just cut the file into common pass. You can actually cut the file or the output of a file, and now this is just the output of sed. It's not actually saved anywhere. And that's how pipe works. Okay, it gets the output of one program, it inputs it into another program, and to save all of that, you use this operator. Okay. Another thing you can do is you can use tr to delete certain characters, or empty. I use it to delete spaces. So let's say you cut the common pass file. You want to delete all spaces. Doesn't actually have any, but let's assume that it does. And you just pipe that into tr and say delete all spaces. No, just everything. Delete everything, all characters inside the quotation marks, and we have a space here, so we will delete every space. Of course, it doesn't actually do anything because we don't have any spaces. What else do I have? Oh yeah, if you wanna, let's say, combine or concatenate two dictionaries, and let me show you how that's generally done. Let's say we have two dictionaries. I'm going to create two. One will be named d1.txt, and this will have mountain, field, forest, trees, water, red, blue, and river, I guess. The other one, d2, will have sky, river, blue, black, your rocks. I'm looking at the wallpaper. Clouds, I guess. Alright, and you want to combine those. The program we use to open files, cat, actually stands for concatenate. Okay, so you can concatenate those two files like that. Boom, now you have one super word list. But you might notice a problem with this one is that it has double passwords. It has duplicates. For example, we have river here, but we also have river here. We have I don't know, something else. I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, sky. I don't know. We have one duplicate in this case. How do you actually? Let's send that into a file. How can we actually remove those duplicates? Well, it's great that you're asking, because you can use my favorite program, awk, which is actually a programming language, but I think it's I think it's like that. Okay, yeah, exactly. Now we don't have duplicates. Remember, we have river and river, blue and blue. Now we don't have them. We only have one instance of its duplicate. So that's how you combine word lists. Okay. And you can, instead of doing that into a file and then awking the file, you can do it all at once. Like cut those files, d1.txt, d2.txt, pipe that the output of cut into awk, and then put that all into new. Okay, now we have new again. So that's how you remove duplicates. So let's actually remove those. Alright. Now this is the second part of my video of shameless self-promotion. I'm going to show you my program Narthix. Actually, before I show you my program, if you want to learn more about this kind of stuff, you should look into using the Linux terminal shell, the shell language, I guess, how to use the shell, and Unix. Look into Unix utilities, like tr and cat and awk and sed and all this kind of stuff, which is going to be really useful, especially if you deal with leaks and word lists, literally everything. It's going to be really useful if you know these. Like if you want to write a scrapper program, right? Well, it's really useful to know sed for regular expressions, and that way you can actually get emails from a file or stuff like that. So okay, moving on. My program Narthex, or I guess my collection of programs. Basically what it is you give it some information about someone, or any information really, and it just generates a word list or a dictionary for password cracking based on that information. You can download it with Git from GitHub, git clone https github.com/Michael Deem, that's me, / narthex.git, and cd into narthex. Let me actually make that uppercase. I'm gonna put those in the description so you can easily copy and paste them. And now you just run sudo make install, and it installs it for you, and now you have it. Okay, so let's run the wizard program. Just let's give it some information, I guess. Let's say we have a victim called Kyle, of whom we want the password. So you can use Kyle. His last name, I guess, is Smith or something. His nickname is Kyle, spelled differently. His birthday is 12/12/2012. His birth year is 2012. His phone number is this. His pet name is Doggo. Spouse name, he's 9 or something. Let's not put that in. Other keywords, let's say he really likes Chicago Bulls or something, so you can just say Bulls. You can use spaces to add more, but I'm just gonna add that. And now we have Kyle.txt, which is a dictionary generated based on Kyle, based on all of the information that we give it. And let's take a look at it. As you can see, it actually has lots of stuff here. So how many lines does that have? 3,900, almost 4,000 lines. Okay, that's how you generate a word list with the wizard program. But now we are going to dive into the cool stuff. There's many programs you can use to generate personalized dictionaries with, like a Python script I wrote 4 years ago named Pux. You can actually use that if you want. But the cool thing about Narthex and why it is different from all these other programs is that it is completely modular and, as a result, flexible and customizable. I'm going to tell you exactly what that means right now. You remember those utilities that we used, like cat, which we piped from one thing to another, like rev. Okay, well, that's how Narthex is developed. Essentially, I have the website right here. It is a collection of small tools meant to enhance a small dictionary. Okay, these are all the tools for now. Let me create more. It's written in C. I really like C. That's why I used C. It also, of course, has a wiki page right here. It has GitHub, Git. It is licensed under the copyleft GNU GPL version 3. And this is the website for it on my website. So let's see exactly why this program can be really useful if you want to manage dictionaries for password cracking, or this collection of programs. So let's create a small dictionary for one person, or let's say I don't know, Mary or something. Mary.txt, okay? And Mary, her name is Mary. Her last name is Smith. I don't know, it just stuck to me now, I'm sorry. She was born in, 1995 or something. Her, her cat name is her cat's name. Cat name. Oh my god, this is so bad. Her cat's name is what's a cool cat name? I don't know. My cat is named Nix. It's like actually use that. Or at least the cat that I'm looking at right now that's next to me. I have more cat. I have like 15 cats, but the one that I have with me now is called Nix. So let's assume it's Murray's cat name too. And yeah, she really like fries or something. Okay, this is the information that we have about her. Now, this is a very small word list. Let's see how we can enhance it. We can use enhance, which is as you can see, it is a utility of Northix. And if we run it, as you can see, it adds capitalized versions at the end. We can use the F option for full capitalization. Now we have a fairly better dictionary. And of course we can, instead of that, if we don't want that, we can just use ninc, which is an incrementer. We'll add the trailing numbers at the end from 1 to 5, okay? So just hit enter, and now we have this small word list, okay? With its word now as a trailing number at the end, except for her birthday, of course. Or alternatively, we can use encom. Encom will create different combinations, and let's say you don't want, as you can see now we have Mary Smith, Mary blah blah blah. Okay, if you don't want Mary and Nix and fries, you can use the B option. And now these aren't here. Of course, you can use the age flag for help, or you can read the man page even. But yeah, you can do that. You can also use, let's say, nlit. What nlit does is it takes the words and it writes them again, only this time with lit characters. Like, fries is now FR13S. I don't know, Zoomers and kids these days. If you don't like nlit, you can use nrev. It has the normal passwords at the front, the beginning, but at the end it has them all reversed. Some people do that with passwords. I think that's pretty much all the utilities. Yeah, that's all of them. The cool thing though is that you can use them all at once. Okay. So let's say you can use enhance. This F here, and then you can pipe that into encom. That's B. Now you have this thing. Let's read that. That's the new dictionary now. You can pipe that into ninc from 1 to 10, and to ninc from 1 to, or I guess 2000 to 2002. Maybe that's when she got in school or something, or the year she graduated. You can even add it that way. So like, or many years, a range of years. 2006. You can pipe that into nrev, so you can reverse the dictionary. You can pipe that into nlit, so you can add the lit equivalents. And now we have this huge thingy. Let's see. As you can see, the cool thing also is that they basically they're basically sorted by likelihood, essentially. Like, these are more likely than these or something. Actually, not these, but the very bottom ones here. These are very unlikely, but they are at the bottom, so they don't affect you. You know what I mean? Like a reversed password with lit equivalents and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty much an overkill, but it's at the very bottom, so it doesn't affect you. Let's see how many lines that is. With so we have 9,000 lines, 9,000 possible passwords. So that's a way for you to do your password cracking. Now you can generate these word lists. You can use them the way you like. If you don't like nrev, just exclude it. Of course, you eventually need to put that into a file. So numary.txt, and now we have numary.txt. which is all these passwords. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say. Hope you liked the video. In the next one, I'm thinking about perhaps guiding, I guess not guiding, but in the next video perhaps we can write our own password cracking tool, perhaps in C or Python or Shell or Go, whichever one you like. I know this video won't get as much attention again, nor as clickbaity. I'm gonna try to post it on Reddit again, see what attention gets. But yeah, the next one might get more attention again, more clickbaity. Let's code our own password cracking tool, but it will be just so I can show you how programming and hacking, it's basically an easy way to start getting from programming to hacking. That's how I got into it. Password cracking was the second tool I ever wrote. The first one was like basically the same thing, only for dictionary brute forcing a couple of years ago. So yeah, that's all I had to say. I really hope you liked the video, and yeah, goodbye.